really sexy. And I've spent a lot of time attempting to create those muscles in my own face.
I think we fixed it. Are we good with the sound?
We have sound.
We have sound. Okay. So now it is time
to...
Okay,
sound is up. Figure out who is who.
It's time to move you,
Will. You guys.
Over here.
Wasted it. No, how dare.
Oh, I'm moving.
You're doing so good. Do you feel the earth quaking as you're being moved?
Yes.
Whoa.
I've moved to another dimension.
Whoa!
Okay. And then...
Totally tubular, dude!
Oh my lord. I was the portal person.
There we go. Now we're all in the right place.
Now we're thinking with portals.
Okay, we're in the right place. For someone. We're in the right place. We're good.
Look at how clean we are. We got this.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Welcome, everyone.
Bruh.
Yes.
Now I gotta find the gotta find the Spotify playlist and pull that up so I can listen to it while we're playing.
Oh god, yeah. But yes, we have the setup.
It says page not found, unable to claim permission.
Oh. Yeah, it's time to make the music. It's time to burn the... it's time to burn the incense. And it's time to slay the sheep. It's time to wake them up. It's from 1,000 years of sleep.
It's Muppets. Eldritch Edition.
I mean, isn't Gonzo just like an eldritch being?
That's what I've thought for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he totally is.
His species
we don't know what
is
monster
literally
he is.
called whatever.
You just have to look at his nose, and you can tell, yep, that's an eldritch deity.
Yeah.
Well, like, and Yoda. Yoda is literally just Yoda species, because they haven't named the species.
It's just the Yoda.
Yeah.
I thought. Yoda. Nothing
Wait,
but
Yoda's the atom?
Yes, Yoda is the atom. Yoda is a Earth scientist who can shrink down and grow whenever he pleases.
Atom. A-D.
Okay, making sure.
No. It's they prefer it's CE now. Atom CE. Common era, not Anno Domini.
All right. So everyone, welcome to Session 0 or Orientation Day for Superhero High, Masks a New Generation actual play series. I'm so happy that you all could join us. Let's get into it with introductions. Starting with this lovely person to my left on screen. Abby, would you mind introducing yourself?
That face!
Hi, I'm Abby, Giggle Girl Productions on Instagram and TikTok.
Nice.
I do shit.
Good to know. Oh, is it fun shit?
Fun shit. It's a lot of cosplay and D&D shit, occasionally anime shit. It's very, very fun. I enjoy it. I recently
She's not giving herself enough credit.
I've put a lot of work into some Dragon OCs recently that I finally put back up on the TikTok.
Yeah, I saw
that. A lot of face paint and a lot of scales.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah. All right. And then let's go counterclockwise. Nick.
Yeah, my name's Nick. I enjoy long walks on the beach. I'm an Aquarius, if that's necessary. I'm not online anywhere. I'm surprised you said yes, I could join the game. Happy to be here.
Hey, you were in my first D&D game ever. And I also felt kind of bad because I left your Wednesday D&D game to do this.
Yeah. We rescheduled, clearly.
I know. And you rescheduled to a day I can't play, so... so, yeah, fun behind-the-scenes story.
It happens.
Yeah.
That's how way too many TTRPG games die. Scheduling.
It's the hardest part of TTRPGs.
Every calendar is a mimic.
Yeah. All right. So, next, keeping the rotation going, Zoop, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Zoop. You can find me on Zoop Machine, I guess, in various places like Twitter and most recently on TikTok. I posted a picture of my cat, not understanding that "clot" means you do not lie on me. So yeah.
Nice. All right. And then all hail the king of beggar talk.
Hi, I'm Radio Free Will. You may know me from such other Twitch streams as Vampiric Touch Entertainment, where I run the long shot firing range and Volition of Onyx and Gold. Also, you can find me on TikTok at Radio Free Will and also on Instagram, except I don't really use it all that much. So,
yeah. I also love how you're quote unquote the king of beggar talk, but we've all agreed that it's Abria Ironguard, long may she reign.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, just as a brief aside, speaking of which, they just dropped the trailer for the new Dimension 20 show today.
It looks so good.
Okay. Abria Iyengar, already a very attractive woman. Fae-inspired makeup has never been like, oh man, does anything for me. But Abria Iyengar in Fae-inspired makeup, just holy shit, she's gorgeous. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
She is.
Undeniable.
And Lissa?
Hi, I am a masochist and I do way too many things. So, you may know me from such places as Nerdworks Media here on Twitch, playing in Bros and Dragons, which is also a podcast. You can also find me on Dead Bard Society for Winnemere Falls on Tuesdays, playing my Bard Sarlais. Tuesday nights, I have joined Will, and we are playing VTM. And I'm really looking forward to beating someone in the face with a baseball bat as my Bruja.
Nice.
Because apparently we decided that she's an MMA fighter because Underground Fighting Rings was too...
Hey,
she's an MMA fighter with a baseball bat.
I mean, I can dig it.
Well, she's also a bouncer, remember?
Yeah, that's fair.
And
she has deep philosophical discussions with the local rabbi.
Yes, she does.
This is my bouncer ball bat.
On Wednesdays, obviously, I'm here now. Thursdays, I'm on a show called Two Geek Girls over on the Aries Studios YouTube channel. Fridays, every other Friday, I'm on Dinner and a Game show for a Firefly TTRPG stream. And my poor girl has had so much emotional damage in 6 episodes. She already has 2 episodes named after her emotional damage. Anyways, I also produce a stream on the Aries YouTube channel called Starfleet Tactical on Saturdays. Sundays, I do my thing. And I also stream here on Twitch. You can find me on TikTok as Geek Girl Lissa, and all the other social media platforms. It's the same fucking name. Because branding.
Branding. And I'm here too. I am Shane. I am on pretty much every social media as Shortbeard the Bard because branding. And I most commonly make TikTok content. And now I am going to be the host of this wonderful, wonderful series with all of these amazing players that you have just met. And so, we're going to be playing Masks: A New Generation. For those of you who do not know, Masks: A New Generation is a powered by the Apocalypse system tabletop role-playing game from Magpie Games, and it focuses on teen superheroes. It is going to be a lot of fun, especially because my players have decided to take inspirations from the Unbound expansion for Masks and use the playset of Phoenix Academy, which is a high school for superheroes or superpowered individuals. Hopefully they will be superheroes, as that is the hope. Now, before I get into the game proper, I would like to ask one question that I asked you before and gave you time to think about. Your characters, before attending school, did they form a team? Did your superhero team form before the school year started, or did they start? Or will orientation day be the day that they form the team?
I feel like orientation day would be the best way to do it, especially given some of us, as we've sort of talked about extracurricular activities. Some of us are sort of just discovering our powers. Some of us are just getting to the planet.
He's very new.
All right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So.
New beginnings.
So that's definitely a good
Celine
thing for
is
me to
asking
know.
how regulated supers are in this setting.
In this setting, they're about as regulated as your standard Marvel or DC comics. So there are vigilantes, there are supers that are well known. There is a government agency that that operates and deals with superhero related events, but for the most part, a lot of superheroes have their autonomy. Yes. Yes, superheroes are not officially controlled, but they are watched and monitored. Let me...
If you fuck up, it goes on your permanent record. Until we change our permanent records.
That's right.
Yeah.
Look, I have
are very permanent.
I have the ability for body transmutation, so maybe I just turned myself into one of the teachers.
So the ID licensing is just really fucking hard.
That is...
They go based on biometrics.
Right.
Which even then might not work depending on how the powers work.
If you change your body, do you keep the same fingerprints? You get the same DNA.
It depends on how the power works.
Good point.
Because if it's basically a transmutation clone, then it would be the same DNA and fingerprints as the person.
Yeah.
Maybe with like a little variation. But if it's literally just I'm changing my appearance, kind of like a changeling, then... Right. So it's entirely based on how the particular power works for that person.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. My changeling always has two different colored eyes, no matter what change it to.
Okay, that's interesting.
Love that.
My changeling doesn't have that issue.
My changeling has lots of issues.
my changeling is currently being hunted by a god. So
Oh, you fucked up.
well, to be fair, this is the god of hatred and tyranny.
Okay, then never.
So they were coming for the entire world already. I just happened to have accidentally shined the spotlight on myself.
You were just too glamorous, got all the attention on it.
Well,
Yeah.
I literally had an entire conversation with the other gods and convinced them not to help him and stay out of everything. So,
Yes,
It's 22, give and take.
Have revenge on you. Good idea.
yeah.
All right.
Apparently their chairs act as conduits.
All right, so I've got the playbooks pulled up for all of you. So I think we should get into the game and start with a little bit of just a bit of conversation, not with the players, but with all of you watching. So, the year is 1994. And you are now walking into a comic shop.
Question.
Yes.
Does anyone else have issues with the Twitch channel being locked up?
Yeah,
there we go.
it's,
Nothing moving there.
Yeah.
there we go.
It moved
It
just
fixed.
for a sec.
Okay.
All right, there we
Yeah,
go.
It's fixed. It's a thing when the window that it's getting captured from is apparently buried, even though it's not minimized, it tends to freeze up.
Yep.
But
So if they're looking at other screens, then it's going to freeze up for a moment.
yes, it will freeze up for a little bit. So all of you
Forewarning.
go into your local comic shop and you grab off of the new releases a very special new rather thick looking book with one of those dumb hollow foil covers. And the cover has a group of new heroes that you have not seen before and a shining building behind them. And in big words at the top is the words Superhero High. You open the book and you start to read. And the pages show you a collage of images of two very different but color or clashing, yet somehow complementing each other characters, with the captions reading, "During the silver generation of heroes, what is it? Two forces fought for the soul of Halcyon City. One was the alien and robot known as the Infinite. The other, the leader of the Crimson Coven, Sister Salem. They both shared a similar goal to make the world better and rid it of corruption. However, they went about it in two different ways. It caused them to clash on many occasions. Until one Friday the 13th, they were sucked into a portal during their fight and were not seen or heard of. Until 1 year later, when the next 13th arrived, they had come back from the portal and the other dimension that they had been trapped in. Only 1 year had passed for everyone else, but for them, it had been a decade. A decade of solitude. A decade of conflict, in which they fought, they argued, they talked, and they fell in love. The two soon unwed. And after their wedding was attacked by a new leader of the Crimson Coven, they decided they were going to retire from the superhero life. You see a panel of the Sister Salem lying in a hospital bed, making a offhanded joke about retiring to become school teachers, and a close-up shot of the Infinite just giving a warm smile, saying, "You know, that's not a bad idea." And so, the two started the Future Academy, a school to teach young superheroes how to control their powers and how to use them safely. They ran their school so well, and despite the school getting attacked and rebuilt by villains many times, earning the nickname from the students of Phoenix Academy, everything was, for the most part, peaceful. However, Infinite came from beyond the stars, and word came that his people's enemy had destroyed their home planet. Fearing the worst, and hoping that there would be some survivors of his people left, he decided it was his duty to go into the stars to find any trace of them, and to stop their enemies from conquering other worlds. His wife, ever loving, did not stay behind and joined him. The school suffered slightly from their absence, but kept going until doom happened. A villain known as the Hellbinder attacked the school in search of the two founders. His purpose unknown to those who were present that day. But much of the school was destroyed, and many lost their lives. It was such a tragic and devastating event that no one felt comfortable reopening in Phoenix Academy. The government organization of Aegis cordoned off the island that the academy was built on, and no one was allowed to go there, and it remained a symbol of what could have been and what tragedy had befallen. That wasn't until last year. Some activity was detected on the island, and when the agents of Aegis and the local superhero teams went to the island, they found it being rebuilt. And now, 15 years after the destruction of the Future Academy, notice has gone out throughout Halcyon City that the Phoenix Academy has finally arisen from the ashes and will be accepting students once more. It is now orientation day, and a ferry from the shore of the from the shore of the city, he arrives onto the island of the academy and unloads a collection of students. And there are close-up panels of each one of your characters. What will this new school unfold for these characters? What secrets will they uncover? And what secrets about themselves will they learn? Now, let's get talking about your characters. First, let's go in reverse order from when we did introductions. Lissa.
Hi, I am playing Mina.
You're playing your character's, your playbook is?
I am playing the Doomed.
The Doomed.
I am Mina Berg, and I go by Mistletoe.
Your hero name is Mistletoe. All right. Tell us a little bit about your character's appearance.
So she has short, black, spiky hair, gray eyes, and she's about like 5'7" or so. Most of the time. If she wants to, she can change her appearance to look like anything she wants.
Okay. And so from the list given on your playbook, how would you describe your character?
They are gender queer. So while they do have a femme presenting mostly appearance, like they are kind of androgynous most of the time.
Very Tilda Swinton.
Yes. They appear Caucasian, like Icelandic, Germanic heritage.
Okay.
They definitely look like they've seen some shit.
So you would say they have haunted eyes.
Yes. Rebellious clothing and a grim costume.
Okay. All right. Would your character be dressed in their clothes or their costume at this moment?
For school, clothes.
Yeah. Clothes. Okay.
Definitely just like 90s comfy clothes.
Okay.
Like an off the shoulder shirt with a tank top underneath, with cargo pants, Converse.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I can dig it.
Oh, and a choker. They have a choker on.
Okay.
Wait, I actually think I have a choker right nearby.
Yes.
Nice.
Deal.
Oh, wait. Okay, so here's the question.
Yes.
Cameo choker with a rose on it,
Mm-hmm.
or Little Moon choker?
Little Moon.
Little
Moon.
Moon.
Percent.
We're doing the Moon choker.
All right.
You know what? And she sits and watches Sailor Moon. That's her favorite 90s show.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh God, was Sailor Moon on?
Uh-huh.
Oh, absolutely.
It was on for ages, bro.
Sailor Moon came out in the US when I was a toddler.
Okay. Yeah,
like,
just making sure it's time for.
We had just moved into my parents' house, so that was like 95 when we moved in. So it was like 95 or 96 when Sailor Moon came out.
Oh my god, is this how we're all gonna bond?
It's over anime.
We're all just a bunch of anime nerds.
Oh no, this is high school all over.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, it's all anime now.
Oh, I was right. It was 95. My
So
little
it's next
toddler
year.
brain remembered correctly.
So it's next year.
It's not come out yet.
Not coming
Okay,
out yet.
so
We are frozen
not in
again.
the U.S.
Oh, God.
Not in the U.S., but it was out in
I don't have
Japan.
this window closed.
So you're watching like the subbed version, like it's very
Yeah,
very.
she's been watching the subbed version because her parents travel.
Yeah. Okay. You got the new shit. The new shit.
She's the little anime hipster.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So,
Love.
Now we can't be seen at all.
really?
Really.
Oh yeah, we're black.
Yep.
Believer.
God,
Because did you pop the video chat out into a new window?
that's how it is.
So you popped it
Oh,
out.
wait,
Yeah.
it's back.
Yeah.
It's back.
Okay.
Everyone stop picking their noses.
So, as someone that runs into this all the time on my own streaming things, what you want to do is pop out the video chat into a new window and then set up Streamlabs to catch that popped out window.
That's what I'm doing.
Huh.
You already have set up.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Rough and tumble. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we need to send you money to get a second screen? Would that help?
I would
That
love a
way-
second screen to connect to my laptop.
You heard it here first, folks. Let's get this channel to affiliate so that Shane can start making some money and get another screen. So the freezing that has happened again can stop happening.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's go. Let's go.
As someone who streams off a laptop and has a second screen, it is so much better.
Screens save lives.
So, as the Doomed, your powers come from a dark place and they are a dark manifestation of an impending doom that you have been kind of cursed with. What are your abilities?
So my abilities are, I have body transmutation, I have superhuman strength and speed, and I have vitality absorption.
Okay.
So going from playing a vampire on Tuesday nights to playing a vampire on Wednesday nights. Love it.
God damn
Like-
it, you're right. You're fucking right.
I mean,
Oh,
Will's gonna
God.
not be wrong. So.
you are a vampire. That's awesome.
You have the will to live.
You're
Because
an
that would
ener-
fit
you're an
so
energy
well.
vampire. Just
Oh.
don't be Colin Robinson.
Stealing all the spoons.
So, as the Doomed, you have a nemesis. An epic and powerful enemy representing and embodying your doom. It's going to take everything you have to take them down in the time that you have left. Who is your nemesis?
I'm probably about to mispronounce this because it's like in Icelandic or something like that. Or no, it was Norwegian. It was Norwegian.
It's your NPC. You can't mispronounce their name.
Rock. He's her uncle, and his name means dark.
Rook. Okay. All right, your old Uncle Rook. What makes him your nemesis? How is he the
He wants to
embodiment
bring
of your
about
doom?
Ragnarok.
He just wants something to be named after him.
He wants to bring about Ragnarok. They are the literal embodiment of mistletoe. She's
Yeah.
the herald of Ragnarok.
All right.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
loving this Norse shit.
So, now you have some backstory questions.
I should put this on. I've got my Norse compass.
So the first question for your backstory: when did you first learn of your doom?
So first learned of their doom. So there was a prophecy at their birth. In true Nordic fashion, the translation of the prophecy was, I saw for a child the half-breed of love, the child of lice, their destiny set, luminous yet misted, clouded in despair, powerless to their fate, the mistletoe fair.
Ooh, that is such a beautiful poem.
I adapted one of the prophecies from actual Norse mythology.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. Um, okay.
That's so cool.
Um,
Love that.
here's another question. As a doomed character, you have a personal sanctuary. You have a place where you can rest, recover, and reflect on your powers. Um, what are three of the features of your sanctuary?
Let me scroll down to it. So it has a library of valuable tomes,
All right.
a scattering of ancient relics, and a powerful computer. Excuse me, healing equipment.
Healing
I'm reading the
equipment
wrong
or the computer?
Healing equipment.
Okay. I was gonna say it kind of sounds like the library from the Librarian series.
I have not watched the Librarian series.
Watch the movies. The movies are good.
There is one great bit in I think the second episode where they compare the streets of Boston to the labyrinth of Greek myth, and I had to laugh out loud at that.
Yeah. The show's good. I prefer the movies. The movies are great. So where did you get your sanctuary?
Her mother, Lice. Or Liz. Yeah, Liz. We'll go with Liz, because fuck it. It's close enough to my name. We're gonna adapt it this way. It's
Okay.
Liz.
Okay. And so you got it from Liz. What exactly is your sanctuary?
Translation of her name is light. So uncle is dark, mom is light. Because their mother is Hela.
Nice.
She is the great grandchild of Loki.
Are they twins?
Yes, they are. They are twins.
Of course, it wouldn't be comic books if the twins if we didn't have the twins light and dark.
Mm-hmm. But that's why she has the ability to do the body transmutation, because she's the great grandchild of Loki.
Okay. So your sanctuary, I'm going to assume it's magical in nature.
It is considered like it is technically not on this plane. It is
so
in.
You have your sanctuary is your own demi-plane.
No, it is part of what's Asgard.
You have a small piece of Asgard.
Yes, I have, and that's why it's dangerous for her, because there was a drawback I had to give, and that's the drawback. It puts her closer to Balder.
Okay. So.
Dude.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So there is a drawback.
So the downsides are difficult to access, and it's tied intricately to her doom.
Okay. How is it difficult to access?
Because you have to, make a portal to Asgard to get there.
Okay, that's fair. That is very fair. Why do you oppose your nemesis? So the next question is, why do you oppose your nemesis?
Because they don't want to kill Balder. Like, literally, they're like, I was born. I just want to spend time with my family. And now I can't, because if I accidentally hurt Balder, I will kill him and bring about the end of the fucking world.
That is fair.
She's a kid. She just wants to do normal kid things.
She just wants to watch Sailor Moon. Shouldn't be that hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She wants to save the world. That ended.
Yeah, she wants to watch Sailor Moon before it was dubbed with the creepy "we're cousins" subplot.
Oh God! All right, yeah, maybe in Alabama.
Yeah,
I'll have to find the Sailor Moon video I was watching on YouTube and send it in the chat, because it was like the worst like localization shit.
Yeah. Next, who outside of the team is crucial to defeating your nemesis?
Already better question. Everybody else has explained who they are.
Outside of the team.
Oh, outside.
Outside of-
Frigg.
I thought it was inside the team. I'm like, we don't know the rest of the team yet.
Yeah, who outside of the team?
Frigg, because they both wish to keep Baldur safe.
Okay. All right. So that is it before we get to the actual, like, how the team formed questions. And everyone has the same last question in their backstory stuff. But once we get to know everyone, we'll ask that question. Next is, I believe, Will. Going counterclockwise, or going clockwise this time. You are playing an outsider, I believe, are you not?
I am playing an outsider, is my playbook.
Okay. What is your
Do you
real
want,
name?
my real name, I just wrote it down. My real name, the name that was given to me at birth, is Indruxi.
Okay.
Druxy.
Indruxi. Okay.
Nobody on Earth calls me that though.
What do you go by on Earth?
Everyone on Earth calls me Rudy.
Okay. And what is your hero name?
My hero name is Soundwave.
Soundwave. Awesome. Nice.
So Rudy is
yeah, let's talk about your look.
okay, so Rudy is not human. Like very obviously not human.
Yes.
Here, let me see if I can. It's not red. It's not green. There we go. That's a general approximation as to Rudy's skin tone.
Kind of turquoisey.
Yeah,
Kind of greeny turquoisey.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
Alrighty.
turquoise-ish. Sort of turquoise-ish skin. Completely black eyes, like almost like shark's eyes. But there is like
doll's eyes, all black and lifeless.
the difference though is that the way there seems to be like a white pinprick at the center of it, so you can tell which way he's looking
Okay. So
at any given point.
So you seem to have a white pupil, but like black sclera and iris.
Yeah. He has no lips. It's like his mouth. You can see where his mouth is, but it's like completely hairless.
Has mouth, no lips.
Has mouth, no lips. Seem like you're not exactly sure how gender works where he comes from, but he is mask presenting, uses he/him pronouns.
Okay.
He would be coming to the academy dressed in his everyday clothes, which in his case is going to be black slacks with the cuffs rolled up a little bit higher than would be fashionable, a belt and suspenders with a white button-up shirt. The suspenders are black and white checkerboard pattern. He is wearing, I described his eyes. It's hard to see his eyes initially because he's wearing black Wayfarer sunglasses and a pork pie hat. He is carrying.
Given that description, I'm guessing he's also wearing checkered Converse.
Yes, yeah, not Converse, Vans, checkered Vans.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Checkered
that, and it's specifically the slip-on Vans,
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, 100%.
I used
which
to
is
have
exactly what my dad used to wear all the fucking time.
a pair. I had a pair in high school. Yeah.
He just killed
That's
Will.
what I used to wear all the time.
Aw, honey.
Anyway, so he is carrying, but sort of slung over his shoulder and sort of carrying behind him is something that looks very much like a bass guitar, but has like some extra like knobs on it, and seems to be like a 5-string bass, which anyone who knows bass guitars knows that that's not the usual.
Yeah. It's not the usual, but it's good. I like 5-string
Yes.
bass.
Yep. But yeah, that's
Question.
Rudy.
Is it fretless too?
Yes, it is fretless.
awesome.
Does he use like the blues folk? I can't think of what it's called right now. The slide. The slide. to play.
No, he doesn't. His style is considerably when he plays the bass, his style is considerably funkier. So it is. I would not call it less Claypool. I would call it more Flea. But
who I also don't know if the Red Hot. Yeah, no, the Red Hot Chili Peppers have been around.
The Red Hot Chili
absolutely,
Peppers have
yeah.
been around since the 90s. Let's actually find out what year.
I looked it up. Their big one, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, I think that came out in '92.
Okay.
Okay, been around for a bit. They've got
Because
a few.
I remember Flea was in the Back to the Future movies.
Okay, they have been a band since 1983.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and that's like, and even before Blood Sugar Sex Magic, they covered their cover of Stevie Wonder's Higher Ground was a big hit for them in the late. So.
Yeah, Blood Sugar Sex Magic was the one that hit was like their big one that shot off, and that was 1990.
Oh wow, that was 90. I thought that was later than that.
Wow.
When
So
Other Side come out?
Other Side, that was, I was in middle school for that one, so that was like 97, I think.
Okay.
So for your Soundwave costume,
Yes.
what is your costume? Is it like your people's clothes? Is it a practical costume? Do you actually wear a costume?
My superhero costume is actually my uniform from my home planet.
Okay. What does that look like?
It is it's a sleeveless bodysuit. Sort of like goes all the way down to about mid to low calf. It has it's very sci-fi looking, very panels and form fitting. This is made for,
very 1984 Dune.
Not far off actually, just with those it's sleeveless and doesn't go doesn't cover the feet. It's
but
also
it still
not
looks
all
like
black.
It's made of black licorice.
Well, it's not all black. It's there are bits of gray and white on there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when he's in his superhero costume, over that he wears this bright neon green Hawaiian shirt and the sunglasses and pork pie hat.
All right.
Okay, so think still suit, but different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So like an altered color still suit, but sleeveless, with a Hawaiian shirt and a pork pie hat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can dig it.
I love him.
So, for your abilities, you can fly and you're pretty tough.
Yep.
Choose any two of the other following. What are you choosing, along with your flying and toughness?
So one of them that I'm going with is alien weaponry. That bass guitar that I'm using has offensive capabilities. Sort of in the hard sound, like Sonic Blast kind of department.
Mm-hmm.
I under damage. We understand.
Yes. The other one that I'm going with is density control. Density control is an ability that everyone of his species can do. It actually, the two are sort of related to each other because they're able to control their density because they're able to control sort of their vibrational frequency, which they can use to sort of solidify themselves or make themselves intangible. Their mastery over vibrational frequencies also made them really good at vibrations in terms of sound. So a lot of the tech from Giltrax, his home planet, is sonic based.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what is your species called?
Giltraxian. I come from the planet Giltrax.
Okay, Giltrax.
Now, I'm just making, I want to know what predator was on that planet that made them evolve that ability.
Yeah.
Good question. What's the evolutionary pattern of this planet?
Because
That is an
something
awesome
would have
question.
had to make them
Will,
go that route.
you're tasked with that.
It's like we
I'm
can't be
not gonna build that.
tangible about this thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna build the
Does
evolutionary
Giltrax
track for
have like a
Giltrax.
fucking Tarrasque, and that's how they managed to get the fuck away?
It has to be intangible, so can't get bit.
Fuck this shit.
Wait,
I'm out.
wait. Would density would increase your weight, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so make you very, very happy.
Yeah.
Increase or decrease.
Yeah.
Giltrax has variable gravity.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay.
So
no,
it wasn't
that's-
it wasn't the predator; it was an environmental factor that caused them to evolve that ability.
okay.
Okay.
It's weaker or stronger, and you're like, well, don't want to get crushed or float off, so gotta.
Exactly.
Oh,
adjust.
so maybe
Okay.
their orbit is kind of wonky
You
and
need
elliptical.
2 suns.
Probably.
I think you need 2 suns.
Yes.
Ooh,
yeah, that's
yeah.
That
yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
It's a binary
star
system.
Binary star system. Gravity's wonky. That's how we
Because,
evolved.
like,
That
the
ability.
gravity of the planet itself probably wouldn't be wonky, but what it is it's about how close it is to the sun, to either sun, and how it's affecting. Because you have gravitational pull from like we all have gravitational pull from the moon.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. So you have a binary star system, non-binary species.
I approve.
All right. So let's get into a little bit of backstory stuff.
Sure.
We've already established where did you come from? You came from the planet Giltrax.
Where did you go?
Yes. Where did you go? You came to Earth. And why did you come to Earth?
Good question.
Well, I was reconnaissance. I was Giltrax they are an imperialistic species, the Giltraxian. They seek to conquer various parts of the galaxy. I was sent to Earth as sort of advanced guard, not necessarily to sort of pave the way, but just sort of get some information about like what Earth has to offer, if it's worth stopping by, and
Do they have
yeah.
spice?
Say again.
Do they have spice?
It's like
Yeah.
just trying to figure out like what they have, what use Earth might be to the Giltraxian Empire.
Do they have curry?
Well, the next question in the backstory, which actually leads into the next question in the backstory.
Next question: why do you want to stay here on Earth?
He discovered music. Now, Giltrax has music, but they have not. It's not something they've. It's more done for keeping the status quo. It's more about like, yes, we will. It's like marching military songs, like "We will conquer the galaxy for Giltrax" kind of thing.
Is it also part of their mating ritual because they can do the sound stuff?
Sure.
Now it is.
So it's
It
either
is
mating,
now, yeah.
It's either mating calls or propaganda.
Right. And when Rudy came to Earth, when Rudy landed on Earth, he is still young even by Giltraxian standards. So he was like conscripted basically into the military, and is just like, yep, here to do my job. And he starts experiencing some of the music that Earth makes, because a whole race based around sound. It's like, okay, this is an area that he can relate to, and he discovers ska music, as you can probably could have told by his outfit. And he fell in.
It's just like one continuous orgasm.
And he fell in love with it. It's like,
Oh.
this is beautiful. This is incredible. Like this has energy. This has like, you can move to this, and like, oh, this is so good. And like, basically, like, uses his guitar thing, which I should come up with a name for his instrument, and just starts like jamming with a band that he heard at one point, and ended up hanging out with a lot of the ska scene throughout his summer before becoming a hero, before having his legend start to explode a little bit.
Also, before we move on to the next question, how dare you, hipster Viking? Hang on.
He's not wrong though.
No, you need to listen to like Those Poor Bastards and like stuff that's not on the radio, because I love indie country.
Okay, that's different. That's its own niche.
It is its own thing. If you have to tap the word indie on it, it's a whole different thing now.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Dark Southern
Like-
Gothic, or
Because what you're thinking of is like probably considered folk music.
isn't that what
Close to
country
that.
music was
Most
originally?
likely.
Yeah, it's closer to folk music than it is country.
Country.
Okay, fair enough. Whatever. Moving on.
Yeah, no, hipster Viking even said he was referring to like bro country.
Yeah, that's fair. Bro country
Yeah.
sucks.
Country. Ugh.
The kind that Bo Burnham made fun of.
It's the frat bros that Aaron eats, Will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If Florida Georgia line touched down in our Las Vegas, they would be fucked.
Oh yeah. Dinner.
Yeah.
All right. So, next question: why do your people want you to come home?
To finish my mission. To submit my report on Earth.
All right. Cool. Next on our list we have Zoop, I believe.
Oh no.
I believe is next in the rotation. And you're playing a Scion, correct?
I am the Scion, yes.
Yes, you are playing the Scion. So what is your real name?
Purvi Patel.
I'll be right back, gang. I'm just
Uh,
grabbing water.
I'm sorry, your first name is
Purvi.
Purvi.
Purvi. Purvi.
Purvi.
Purvi.
Okay.
Oh god, this is gonna be terrible. Okay.
I will get it.
Yeah.
And your hero name?
Miss Mango.
Miss Mango. Okay.
You restrain yourself from like throttling me through the screen.
Miss Mango.
I'm not.
Sure.
I'm not. It's just a very interesting one, and you've explained to me why that is. And I'm totally fine with it. It's just I play in a D&D campaign with someone who in another game awakened a gorilla and named Mr. Mangoes.
I have an association.
So what you're saying is you have trauma.
Oh, I mean, it wasn't even my game, but he's told me about it. He picked a different name though. He picked a different name for himself. He's like, I don't want to be Mr. Mangoes.
The gorilla is like, this is not what I want.
No.
I didn't get a say in this, and this is not me.
Okay, so Miss Mango, let's talk a little bit about what your character looks like.
Okay. She is South Asian woman. She's got kind of like a not so much stocky as like a pudgy look, long black hair, in braids. She has the uniform of another private school in the city.
Okay.
Because that's where her guardians think that she goes every day.
Okay.
And she has an understated costume.
Okay. Okay, so her costume is a little understated. Can you describe what that actually means? And so what you think an
So-
understated costume for your character is.
The thing is that I think that she is very much a work in progress. So right now it's really more, black pants, black shirt, orange face mask, um,
Mango-colored
and,
face mask.
huh?
Mango-colored face mask.
A mango-colored face mask. Yep. And so I think that that's how she starts out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So as the Scion, you are the child of a true supervillain. You strive to be different than them, but they are part of you. Oh, so what kind of villain is your parent?
In the past, they have been a master thief.
Okay.
In the future, I think things are going to change.
Okay. So currently, as far as you know, they are a master thief.
Yes.
Okay. What is your relationship with them like?
Mostly strangers.
Mostly strangers. Okay. They have an array of abilities, assets, and strength. What are some of them? You can choose up to 3. You don't have to choose 3, but you can choose up to 3.
So, Cosmic Might is one of them, but it's so far unknown. They are known, basically, they have supremely honed thievery skills.
Okay.
And they like stealing the big stuff. I think they
so like
probably
they would
did
steal
have...
the Declaration of Independence if they could.
I was thinking more like they might steal biological weapons to sell to the highest bidder.
Fair enough.
Things like that, things that are going to make them money. They're the ones who steal the list of CIA agents to sell it.
So I'm like, I know we were joking before the stream about the idea of your dad being this like kind of like, haha, I am a swashbuckling debonair kind of guy. But now I'm getting way more like Batroc the Leaper vibes, like MCU Batroc the Leaper.
Yeah, MCU Batroc.
Yeah, I just bad.
In order for this guy to be a supervillain, this isn't just your ordinary haha villain. He's a supervillain. He is not bothered by hurting other people.
Oh, you're a villain, all right. Just not a super one.
Well, what's the difference?
Presentation!
Exactly. Thank you.
Let's continue.
All right, there. Now I have the right color light to do that line.
All right, so you have they have supremely honed skills, yet unknown cosmic might, and do they have another one, or are?
I would say at the time they probably had an arsenal of weapons and gadgets. So, okay. This is what I'm thinking.
If they break out of jail, well, they will get access to an arsenal of weapons and gadgets.
No, when they break out of jail, they will get access to endless minions. Money.
Okay.
Okay.
And then buy the gadgets.
Okay, so that's sounding like you're trying to pick 4.
Okay, so hear me out. I will get rid of arsenal of weapons and gadgets then.
Okay.
But this is what I think. I think that he had an arranged marriage to Purvi's mother.
Okay.
And they were in India, but all of the good thievery things are in the US. So he brings her to the US. And she's really pissed off because she's a stay-at-home mom, and that's not what she wanted. So he takes her with him on a heist. Very stupid thing to do. Take him on a heist to a laboratory where he ends up. He and baby Porvy end up irradiated by cosmic energy, and the mother dies.
Okay.
So he is caught and put in jail, where he has been slowly increasing his cosmic might and building an army outside.
Okay.
So, but he is currently in jail in Halcyon City.
Okay.
And she lives with her aunt and uncle on her mother's side.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So your father has supremely honed skills, and now they have, and currently, unbeknownst to a bunch of people, they have cosmic might, and you know what? I'm gonna say they have. Would you mind if I suggest they have powerful allies?
Sure.
Because of the cosmic might, they're building powerful allies. I would say endless minions means that they already have people working for them, and they would just have hordes of faceless goons.
Okay.
I think this cosmic might is earning them powerful allies, maybe.
I think it's that, and it's also about the stuff. He has a lot of knowledge that he can use to force people to be his allies, to keep it quiet.
Very very Ra's al Ghul, very Mandarin, the Shang-Chi Mandarin, not the Iron Man 3 Mandarin.
Yeah. He's so they know that he has cosmic might because he used it to break out of prison the first time, and then they moved him to a supermax prison.
Okay.
But he's still able to contact the outside world and make changes and create, what he wants.
When he broke out the first time, he gained the powerful allies.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Is this part of the backstory question? It kind of is, but so we'll go into that. What abilities do you have to fight them? You can choose up to 2.
Cosmic energies.
You have cosmic energies. Do you have a second one?
Not at this time.
Okay. So, so you're just gonna have cosmic energies. That's totally cool. On to the backstory question. Who is your supervillain parent? You said it's your father.
Yeah.
What is their name, and what is their supervillain name?
So their supervillain name is the Perilous Patel.
Okay.
Which I think, it's a little bit of a hokey name, hiding the face of, like, a true menace.
Well, also, I think it's just a name that they had during their thieving days.
Yes,
and
exactly.
They never bothered to change it.
Oh yeah, no, because people don't know what he is now.
Yeah.
What he can be.
Shit.
What's up?
I forgot to be following you. Sorry, Shane.
It's totally fine.
How dare.
Yeah, how dare. Okay. So your supervillain parent is your father, the Perilous Patel, former master thief turned cosmic entity.
Yes.
Whoops.
So who told you about your parents' true nature?
That would be her aunt and uncle.
Okay.
eventually having to explain, at about the time when they were talking about like family trees, and they didn't completely understand it, but they know that like it's her mother's sister, and her mother's sister has cut off her grandparents because she was so pissed that she got her into this problem in the first place.
Yeah. All right. Why did you turn from your lineage to become a hero?
I mean, she hasn't, while she knows the lineage, that's not, she was brought up in a household of love. You know, why would you be evil? I mean, the only problem is really that they're trying to suppress her powers, and they're trying to say, just like, pretend that they aren't there, which is why they don't know that she's going to superhero high.
Okay. Next question is, who outside of the team helps you on your chosen path? Yeah, so who outside of the team is going to be there and present during these games and is going to help you on your chosen path of heroism?
So I feel like it's going to be a teacher.
Okay. And we can discuss that once we introduce the faculty a bit.
Okay.
And then finally, or not finally, we've still got two more. So moving on next, we have got. Let me look at the screen. Next, we have Nick. So Nick, you are playing with the playbook of the Star.
Yes.
What is your character's real name, and what is their hero name?
All right. The real name is Johnny Connor J.C. Bradley, but his friends call him J.C. And his
Well, you
hero
okay,
name.
everybody?
I'm great. I'm just we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we
I
talked
love the
about
fact that we're playing a game set in 1994, and one of our players is named John Connor.
Yep. And he was born 2 years before the Terminator came out. Or he was born before the Terminator came out.
Also, Will, are you melting?
Oh, absolutely. We actually hit record high heat in Massachusetts today.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I've got,
subscribe to
say
my
John Connor.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the superhero name again?
Yeah, what is your
I
superhero?
didn't say it yet. Spotlight.
Spotlight.
So good.
Okay. Okay, cool.
It's so good.
Because it's always on him.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, you're playing the Star archetype, which first name that comes to mind when you think of the Star is Booster Gold.
Absolutely.
The Star is the attention whore.
Actually, you know what name came to mind first? Actually, is not when he was originally written by Grant Morrison, but sort of what later people did with Quentin Quire.
Yeah, fair enough. So, tell me a bit about your look.
All right. So, he's a good-looking young man. Obviously, he needs to be.
Okay.
He is a member of the boy band Superboys. The gimmick is that they all have superpowers.
Okay, all right. I also that.
Also, let me guess. It's spelled Supahboyz.
You're half right. Super is spelled completely normally, but boys is spelled with a Z.
Okay.
Love that. Love that. It's
With a name like that, I don't want to hear any shit about the name of Rudy's ska band, First Scontact. All right.
I love that.
Oh, we have some amazing. So So based on the look, you're a male. You're white. I'm assuming.
Yes. Yes.
I'd say so. How would you describe your smile?
He has a very warm, very friendly smile. He should. He's practiced it 1,000 times.
If I may,
Mhm.
of the Superboys, which one are you?
Yeah.
The blank one.
I'm the nice one.
Okay.
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 All right.
Your baby
Okay.
Spice.
Baby Spice, got you.
God. I was
Think
gonna say, like I don't know if the Spice Girls are around because this is
They're not.
1994. I looked up. NSYNC is still touring or not NSYNC. The Backstreet Boys are still touring high schools in the South at this point. Their first album doesn't come out for 2 years.
So Spice Girls formed in '94.
Okay, so
So
the
they'd be
Spice
brand
Girls are,
fucking new.
yeah, so the
Like,
Spice Girls would have just formed.
So
Yeah.
I actually looked this up because I was obviously I was looking for music from '94 as well. If you're for boy bands, there's actually I was sitting here thinking like it's really just going to be New Kids on the Block. There is another actually at this
New
time,
Edition?
or excuse me, two more that pretty big at this time. All for One and Boys to Men
Also, New
Oh, that's
Edition.
right, Boys to Men.
and New Edition, yeah,
So,
and Menudo, yep.
Yeah,
Liquid
Menudo
Sanity
as
just
well.
brought up Menudo.
Are yeah, so you could say that the Superboys have the right stuff. What kind of clothes are you wearing? Are you wearing like because you're technically like the cute one of the group. Would you be wearing like designer clothing or something like that, or would you be wearing more something casual?
The PR department thinks that people like it when they can relate to me more, so casual clothing.
Okay. How about your superhero costume? Which I would also assume is your stage outfit.
Of course. It was focus tested, and audiences love it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So it's a focus tested costume. What does it look like?
So
I mean,
it
we're not
is,
going to forget Hanson, but they're like an actual boy band. I don't know if I would classify. Actually, yeah, no, I'd classify them as a boy band. Hell, the Beatles
They were,
a
but
boy
they
band.
weren't. Like they were the classic boy band versus what we know as the boy band now.
They were it without the title.
Yeah. Okay. So, focus tested. What does that look like?
So it's black and white, which seems a little off until you realize it's pretty much studded with a bunch of what look like gemstones, but are actually mirrors so that he can refract light off of himself.
Okay.
And on the back it says Superboys.
Okay. Does it say Superboys in the mirrors, or does it say in like a void in the mirrors?
It spells Superboys with mirrors.
Okay.
Very
So-
shiny.
It just looks like diamonds spell out Superboys on his back.
Okay. So I'm
So-
gonna guess from the abilities,
Dazzles.
you're choosing
Or actually,
light control.
Of course.
Okay, so you got so you got light control for your powers. It's flashy. It's impressive. You control light.
He shoots beams that explode like fireworks. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh God, you're Dazzler.
Yeah. Yeah. You are quite literally the X-Men Dazzler.
Don't get me wrong. No shade on that. Like, Dazzler is always one of those like sleeper hit X-Men for me. But
Blame Shane. He's the one who told me about her.
I mean, as soon as you told me you wanted to play the Star, and what you wanted to do, as being like a musician, I was like, oh, you want to play Dazzler, and you were like, I don't know who that is. Like, this is Dazzler.
Gotta give him the old razzle dazzle.
That's Mr. Miracle, which also would be a pretty good star character.
Yeah, he would. Well, so Mr. Miracle's kind of funny because he could be both the star and the outsider.
Yeah. And the legacy.
Also, as a brief aside, I need to get in touch with someone who writes series for the DC universe, because what they need to do is we need a DC miniseries of Mr. Miracle and Big Barda, already married, like trying to live in the suburbs, and they get a call from like it's like Tom King's Mr. Miracle, except more wholesome.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Tom King's Mr. Miracle is brilliant, but it's not for the bad days, friends. But anyway, sorry.
Okay.
Getting off my nerd soap.
Yeah. I'm also. I will tack onto that side real quick. I'm super sad because I found out about the canned New Gods movie was going to focus heavily on Scott and Barda.
Oh, you can't tell me these things.
But they canceled it because the Snyder Cut happened and they featured Darkseid.
Zack Snyder.
But anyway,
It's
nerd
literally
rage
sitting
aside.
within arm's reach of me right now.
Nerd rage aside. So, being the star, you're a celebrity in the city. By default, your audience is a limited group of interested fans, and you speak to them through after-action interviews and infrequent press conferences. Why does your audience love you? Again, you have that on your sheet. What are some of the reasons why?
Well, they say I'm quite well spoken, and you might not know it, but I am smart. I'm also just good looking. And because the PR department tells me to, I'm just like them.
Okay, so you're just like them, and you're charming, well spoken, and smart. Okay.
And stunning, unique, and beautiful.
Of course. So what advantages do your audience have?
I'm fucking loaded.
You earn a lot of money from the interest. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Do you have another one?
Yeah. The audience is a hassle sometimes, so I have a PR agent. Her name's Linda. She's great.
Okay. We can talk a bit about Linda and build her up as an NPC if you want her to be like ever present throughout this game.
Listen, Lynn.
So
Linda, listen.
and what are two
Listen,
demands of
Linda.
your that your audience make of you? What are some disadvantages?
They're impatient. They need to be constantly stimulated. They need new things going on all the time, and I can't mess up. No mistakes.
Okay. So you have the pressure of being a perfect Superboy, and that you're under the constant fear that your audience will get bored of you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you screw up.
Yep.
Okay. Backstory questions. When did you first appear, like, as a boy band member?
Boy band member. The band formed about 2 years ago in 1992.
Okay.
Before that, he was a child actor on a sitcom about a superhero having to live a double life, and he played the quirky son.
Okay.
Superhero Hannah Montana was you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the superhero Full House.
Very similar. Okay.
So what do you tell people about how you got your powers?
Good genes. My grandfather had powers. They just didn't know.
Oh, do not say he's like Leonardo DiCaprio. Do not give him that ego boost.
Leo.
All right. So, who outside of the team supports your burgeoning star in every way possible?
That'd be my parents, Dr. Jonathan Bradley and Dr. Connie Bradley.
Okay. Oh, that's how you got your name. Your parents named you after themselves?
Ego runs in the family. They couldn't they couldn't decide.
Honestly, that's worse than being called Junior.
Why do you think he goes by JC?
Yeah.
Because he has a Christ complex?
Okay, so
Jesus Christ Superstar.
who outside of the team loathes what you represent?
Like some heroes. Some heroes don't like the fact that I do the boy band stuff, and also do superhero stuff like as a side thing for public relations.
Yeah, so who specifically? You can make up an NPC.
Oh goodness.
This is your backstory.
I'm trying to think of superhero names right now.
May I?
Yes, please.
So especially if you're if you're standing for sort of the glitz and glamour of superstardom.
Yes.
While also presenting yourself as the everyman.
Exactly. Yep. That's going to rub someone the wrong way, and they are probably going to be standing for the opposite kind of ideal. And in the early 90s, as I see it, you have two options for that. And both of these names would actually work as superhero kind of names. Metalhead or grunge.
I like the hero grunge.
Okay.
All right. So there's someone who goes by the hero name of grunge who doesn't like what you stand for or what you represent. Like you represent like the two-faced nature of like pop music and like the capitalization of superheroes.
Yes.
Okay. That's cool. Well, that's awesome. We can work with that. And then let's move on to Abby. You are playing a Nova, correct?
Nova. Yes,
You are
I am playing a Nova.
Okay. So for the Nova, what is your real name?
Her real name is Priscilla Sibley. She goes by Scylla, though. So usually it's just Scylla Sibley.
Okay.
And her superhero name is Mage.
Okay. All right. I like that. Simple, striking, and good hero name.
Yep.
So let's talk about your look. They obviously female presenting.
Yes. She is a young lady with a little bit past the shoulder length, like thick wavy kind of red hair going on. She's kind of got gray or bluish kind of eyes kind of going on. She's very pale. Kind of has more of the pear shape kind of look, so she's mostly hips. Is just her lifestyle.
Would you say, as far as like her pale skin, would she appear to have a bit of a glow to her skin, or would it just be normal pale skin?
It would normally be normally looking, but when she does activate her powers, her eyes would glow, her skin would glow, just unleashing that.
Okay.
But she's pale enough that it might look like she's glowing in the sunlight.
Okay. So you have how would you describe your clothing?
She would be stepping out here pretty casually. She'd probably have like a band t-shirt, like an AC/DC. Her uncle is very into a lot of 80s tracks like that, so she'd have something like that. She'd have like an overall jean
like,
kind of dress, the high top Converse.
Yeah,
Just feeling real cozy.
Plus, they probably would have just come out with AC/DC Live, so that would have been in a big record.
Yeah.
But yeah, if she was actually into it, if she's actually into rock music, or if the band to you is just,
wait, this song is actually cool as fuck. So she loves a lot of 80s tracks.
Okay.
Is her.
Okay. I mean, you grew up in the 80s. That's what your childhood was.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. How about your costume?
Her costume is rather fantastical. It is very based off the idea of mage. So she'd have her outfit's very like purple. It's got like gold gilding and kind of corsetry going on there, like high boots. She'd have like a red cape with like a gold kind of connector thing to hold it together. She's really trying to pull on that like magic.
In that question, would you have your own magical girl transformation into your costume?
That'd be fucking dope.
Like, just
Please
pull a
say
full-on
yes.
Loki where, like, your regular clothes just change into your superhero costume.
Her costume, 100%. Just starts like speaking words of magic, and it just flashes around her, and then boom, she's purple.
Yeah. Okay.
I love
100% just conjures up her own costume.
Okay, so we are officially have a magical girl on the team. That is dope.
Is that why Scylla likes Sailor Moon? Because she is Sailor Moon.
Maybe.
So she'd be like, 100%. Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny. If Mina was over here like, yo, have you seen this shit? And then Priscilla was like,
I can do that.
Oh wait, what if Mina gets Scylla into Sailor Moon and that's how they become friends?
That would be funny as hell. I love that.
Okay, so
I would also
doing it.
I would also like to point out real quick that Mina is also the real name of Sailor Venus. So
yeah.
It is.
Also, since we're on the subject of superheroes and comic books, canonically, both Martian Manhunter John Jones and Bruce Wayne read Sailor Moon.
That's amazing.
Because because Jean used a disguise of a Japanese woman and used the name of Sailor Mars as his alias, and Bruce Wayne immediately knew that that was a fake name. So
Just
it's not
by the way-
explicitly said, but
Here's my Sailor
but
Moon pops.
they both are big fans of Sailor Moon. And so, given this talk, your Nova ability is sorcery. You are magic.
Is sorcery. She's got that magic.
Yeah. Okay, so your magic. That's super cool.
Yes.
Now, for your backstory, when did you first use your powers?
So she first figured them out when she was 13. She grew up basically under the parentage of she grew up under the guardianship of her uncle, who was like a younger kind of uncle. He wasn't because her parents died in a car crash.
Okay.
And her aunt travels a lot, so not really too much in the picture, except being over here like, yo, you gotta fix shit up, and the younger, goofier brother ending up having to take care of the little niece. But at one point, her aunt, who's named Maggie, had to put her foot down because they had a great grandfather. For them, it'd be the grandfather. For Priscilla, they had a great grandfather who's very aged, and his mind is slowly kind of slipping. And she's like, "It's to the point. He can't be living on his own anymore. We're gonna take care of this." So she turns to her brother like, "You take care of this. Make sure that he's taken care of." So during that move, when they were moving all his stuff, because he was actually a sorcerer himself, which is super
God,
fun.
think about a sorcerer with fucking dementia.
That's the problem that I'm talking about.
Oh, God.
With dementia.
That
So
that
he's
seems like I would read that book about someone
Yeah.
having
awesome. So
someone having to
basically,
deal with a sorcerer
Grandpa,
with
no, don't
dementia.
blow up the toilet!
100%. 100%. But when they were moving and everything, and she was helping pack this stuff up, she started finding like all his notes when he was trying to figure out spells and shit. And she's over here like, "Yo, my uncle taught me this language." Because the father had taught it to his grandkids secretly when his son like rejected it and then like hid the grandkids from it mostly, but then the grandfather taught it to the grandkids, and then the grandkids just thought it was a fun thing in stories. Then you're like, oh, because like her uncle Seb is very nerdy and does D&D and stuff, and just like uses this as part of the D&D games, and then so she learned it just like people learn like Lord of the Rings, Elvish writing and stuff. She just learned it.
Thieves' Cant. They
And
used it as
100%
Thieves' Cant.
Exactly. She thought that this was Thieves' Cant, and she's reading this like, oh my gosh, I can read this. This is so cool. And then she realizes, why is this all fucking talking about like actual fucking magic? What the fuck is going on here? And when they finally moved him in and everything like that. I lost my train of thought. It's too fucking hot to think. So she started like, okay, like if this is magic, I'm gonna start experimenting with this. And she kind of kept some of the books before they finally like took everything to the grandpa's like new place in the home. And when her sub went off to like get food after like the final packing and everything, she went up to her GPA, her great grandfather, and was like, "Yo, what is up with this?" And the grandfather's like, "Oh, you figured this out? You can read this?" And she's like, "Yeah, they told me about, like, Uncle Seb showed me this, and I've been experimenting, and is magic actually fucking real?" And he's like, "Yeah, magic is actually fucking real. Let's test you out, kid." Because he's over here like, I finally have a fucking successor that can learn this sorcery shit, who actually has sorcery, but he's also like losing his mind a little bit. And he's like, yeah, let's fucking figure this shit out. And so he starts having her experiment with stuff just in the middle of the home when they're waiting for Uncle Seb to come home with pizza. And that's how she really starts playing with things and expanding on what she can actually do and figuring out how magic works.
Okay. How long ago was this? How long ago did you first use your powers?
That would have been when she was 13, so that was like 3-4 years ago.
3 years ago or so? Okay.
Something like that. So she's had a few years to kind of start figuring it out.
Okay. Next question is, who was the first person you accidentally hurt with your powers?
Okay, so it was during that first time when her grandfather was testing her, just randomly in the home while they were waiting for the food to get there, because he wanted to figure this out fast before he started like slipping again, and he started going like, okay, we're going to figure this out, but she's completely untrained. She has no idea of how to control this. She has no idea how far she can actually push herself. And so he wanted her to kind of generate like as pure magic as possible, just keep getting bigger to see how much she could handle. And of course it went out of control, because then she started going, this is too much, and she couldn't contain that. And she kind of like lost control of it, so like this loose chaotic energy of all these like arcane symbols and everything kind of shook the whole place. Some parts of the home building started shaking. People were falling down. There's a lot of like geriatric people in the whole situation, so it wasn't good. And then she herself and her grandfather kind of got like burst aside from like just the explosion of that power, and she herself was the one that got most hurt. She had all these singes from the energy on her arms, and like her arm from like that force, she had like broken and splintered parts of her arms and everything. So when Uncle Seb came back, he found her just like fucking like crying in the ground with her fucking
Okay.
like, what the fuck happened here?
Okay, so you and your grandpa were the first person that you accidentally hurt with your powers.
Yeah, like there were several other people that were probably in the home that had bad after effects, but they were the ones that were most drastically damaged by her first time doing that.
Okay, so who outside of the team helps you control your powers? I'm guessing your grandfather?
her grandfather and her uncle Seb, because they both know about it. Her grandfather's name is Magnus. I just thought that was a fun name.
Okay.
But in their own ways, they both kind of try to help her through this. Like the grandfather's kind of like, okay, we're going to teach you this magic theory. Whenever he's like more present, trying to show her like, okay, we're going to figure out how to control this. Here's ideas of how you can bend like this arcane language to actually make it work for you. You got to be specific with your spells to make sure that things don't go out of control, all that stuff. And then her uncle is the goof in the corner wearing like the baseball padding, like, okay, you're gonna shoot a plasma ball, let's hope it doesn't kill me kind of situation. And they're both just trying to make sure that nobody gets hurt, and also just trying to figure out like, okay, let's learn how to control this and see where this can go.
Okay. So why do you continue to use your powers?
How I see it is that this magic, it's an innate part of her, but it's like slowly growing and becoming more accessible to her. And it's like an adrenaline rush almost. It's like feeling like you're the most vitalized version of yourself, and the whole world seems like it's full of possibilities and everything is possible if you can just imagine it and find like the right sequence of this language of magic to create it. And it's like the truest expression of herself, and it is like the secret or not so secret like biggest dream that she'd ever wanted, because she grew up with a nerdy uncle and playing D&D and reading fantasy books and fantasy and sci-fi films and all that kind of stuff. She's like, this is so cool. And now she's having a moment like, I'm an actual fucking wizard. I've always wanted this. This is so cool. And it's an adrenaline rush and it's so awesome. So she just like, it's so exciting and hyped up. And she's just like, I'm a fucking wizard. And that's why she does it. Because she's like, yo, my dreams came true. They're scary as fuck when my dreams came true. So I'm having a good old time.
Alrighty. And now, since you are the last person, we're going to start with the going back around with the question that ends all of the backstory stuff. Why do you care about the team?
For Scylla, first of all, it's because they're people. People are people, and that makes them great and terrible in their own ways. And beyond that, these people that she's meeting are an amalgamation of her wildest dreams in the same way. Just like there's a fucking alien, and there's people who have powers, and we're all figuring this shit out. There's one that's connected to fucking Norse mythology. That's cool as fuck. So she's just like, these people are so cool.
There's a vampire Viking on the team.
It's like, I got a vampire Viking, there's an alien, there's a fucking superstar, like, what the fuck? Like, we're doing shit. This person who's calling themselves Miss Mango, like, why the fuck not? And like, these people are so cool, and she's just so like hyped up on like, this is great.
Okay.
She just thinks everyone's
okay. So we're gonna go back around. So Nick, why do you care about the team? Why does Spotlight care about the team?
Well, you'd expect me to say PR, but I'm not. He actually cares because I think sometime in like when they were first meeting each other, he lost his cool in front of all of them. Just flew off the handle, was yelling, was screaming, was just in a bad place. And they didn't run to the media with it. They didn't try to tell people about it. They
were
just
like,
let him...
You're a guy.
Yeah, they let him just be himself for a few minutes when he needed to vent, and he appreciates that.
Okay.
so sweet.
So they don't treat you like a superstar.
I can be normal when no one else is around but them.
Yeah. Okay.
We are a safe place. We got you, fam.
Miss Mango, why do you care?
I think it's again like people are good. But it's also like, how do you make sure you don't walk down the path of evil? And it's like by love and friendship and protecting each other. And so if we're going to be this group together, then that's what this group needs to represent.
All right. All right, cool. Soundwave?
Soundwave is it's two parts for him. On one hand, humans are awesome. Like, these people are great. Like, they do really cool stuff with music, and like, yeah, they don't have, Fnoob cones here, but like, they've got some other but have you had nachos? Like, these guys can get you nachos. So on one hand, it is sort of him just genuinely sort of absorbing like Earth culture and just being enamored by it. The other part of it is that he knows Giltrax is coming. And when they get here, he's going to need help.
Okay. And then finally, Mistletoe.
Who is AFK at the moment.
Okay. It's fine. Lissa has other responsibilities that she needs to attend to. We can wait for that. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for this team. And yes,
we have there is one last thing here that I see on the character. Maybe it's just on Outsiders, but there's also, now that we've sort of introduced each other to each other, do we want to do the relationships questions?
Well, that I will actually be getting to.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. We'll do the relationships questions and the and all of that. I actually think we should do the relationships and stuff after we discover how you guys formed as
Fair
a
enough.
team,
Okay.
and how you guys formed as a team will help influence and help you guys decide. Okay, so we formed as a team and did this. This formed this kind of bond and this kind of relationship within the team.
Okay.
So once.
So, let me ask: do all of ours say when our team first came together we didn't trust each other at first, but that changed?
No.
Or is that just on
You
oh,
all
Nope, we all
you
have
all
different
each
All
have your
right.
own unique questions that together you together build a scenario
all right.
of your team him coming together.
All right.
For example, one that we don't have here, a playbook that we don't have here. Let's say the legacy. So if there was a legacy playing, their question would be, when your team first came together, all things considered, we did well and impressed an established hero. Who was it?
Okay.
So, you each have these really cool, unique questions that help you together build the origin story of your team. But before we go on, let's do a little bit of crunch and talk about some of your labels. Now, your labels, for those who haven't played Masks before, are kind of like your stats, but they can fluctuate throughout play because your labels are how people perceive you. So on your sheets they show where your labels initially start out. So like for let's go with the Nova because that's what I have right up here. You start with a +1 to danger, a +2 to freak, a 0 in savior and superior, and a -1 to mundane. Now, what do those mean? Danger is how much of a physical threat you are, how dangerous you appear to people, how imposing you are. This can be good to help you out in fights, but it can also make you seem like a danger to people, like you are someone who puts people in harm's way. Freak is how strange and unusual you are. You're someone who is magic. You can shoot a fireball out of your nose if you want to. And
Just fireball. Just fireball. Nothing but fireball.
I didn't
only
ask how
fire
big the room.
bogey.
I
Only
didn't ask
fire
how big
bogey.
the room was. I said I cast fireball.
That's a bold thing to say when you're within fireball distance. Talking some big shit there, huh?
Yeah, talk about a snot rocket.
That's true.
But because you have a high freak, you are perceived as unusual. You're strange. You're a weirdo. Savior is how heroic you are. How morally just you are. But the higher your savior is, the more that people think you're a little self-righteous. And you may be a little grandstandy. Superior is for your intellect. It's a very intellectual. It's for using for like translating things or using tech and things like that. But the more superior you have, the more of a superiority complex people may think that you have, or that you may think that you have. You could be the smartest person in the room, but you don't have to remind everyone about that. And Hank McCoy, Tony Stark, anyone labeled a genius in the Marvel Universe.
Any of the Hanks, really, come to think of it.
Yeah, Hank Pym, he was big
Not
superiority
Hank Green.
complex.
Not Hank
is
Green,
awesome.
yeah.
We love Hank.
Not Hank.
And mundane
Crap.
is how well you relate to normal people. How well you can empathize with people. And however, the more mundane that you are perceived, the higher label that you have on that, the less threatening you are. You seem you're very human. You're not awe-inspiring. You're
Spider-Man on a bad day.
I mean, Spider-Man on a bad day has a high danger level.
Yeah, both really.
Yeah. Just ask Wilson Fisk what Spider-Man on a bad day looks like.
Look, poor Peter. Just it's that Peter tingle.
Yeah.
This.
Gotta get that some-
But finishing off the backstory questions, Mistletoe, why do you care about the
Yes.
team?
Because she has spent her life, for the most part, as a loner. Because she is the Herald of Ragnarok. People kind of look at her as the other.
Okay.
And as dangerous.
Okay. And the team does not. They see you as another
they
person.
treat her like an actual person. She's not.
you Mistletoe and Spotlight have a very similar reason for caring about the team, because they treat each other like people.
Because you're humanized by the team.
Yeah.
One is you're not a demon, and the other one is you're not a superstar.
I can say fuck.
I don't have to.
All
I
right.
can say fuck. You payphone rings and it's Linda. Don't say fuck.
Maybe we talked about this.
All right.
Or your brick cell phone.
As you all emerge from the ferry, you are guided by agents of Aegis, this world's elite task force, as well as accompanied by a older gentleman, seems to be about his 80s, uh, wearing, you know, brown high-waisted slacks and a white polo shirt, her smoking a cigar, and honestly looking old man jacked.
Ah, yes.
That, like, weird, like, this person should look like a decrepit old person, but why does it seem like they're very ripped and standing
Master
6'3"?
Charles Atlas, Jack LaLanne,
Yeah.
any of the photo shoots Vince McMahon has done in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Old man Logan.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And they guide you through this beautiful campus to a large area where you see something that that Spotlight is totally used to: cameras. There are people from every news outlet in Halcyon City, and several national cameras. There's
excuse me, is it just the 5 of us, or is it like a whole class?
It's a whole bunch of people. It's students along with parents and family, coming to basically set up similar to actually, you know what, this would be the sports field where it's going to be.
Sports ball.
Yeah.
Yes,
yes,
it's the
the
football
sports.
field.
It would be.
Oh
yeah,
God.
It'd be the football
What?
field.
What
Being a
is
sport.
what is football like when all the kids have fucking superpowers?
I'm sure there's rules.
Dangerous.
Yeah, I mean,
Very dangerous.
it's called
You
the
gotta get that
XFL.
reinforced helmet.
That's actually one of my favorite trivia bits about the X-Men, actually, because they Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters has intramural sports teams for basketball and baseball, very specifically. Basketball, there's a very strict no powers rule.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, there is a very lax no powers rule. It's one of those things like, all right, guys, no powers, but then usually around like the 4th or 5th inning, you know, Iceman has thrown an ice ball, or you know,
People mainly do shit.
Angel has taken to the skies to catch a fly ball, and it's
It's a literal fly ball.
Yeah, it's like I said, 5th or 6th inning, like everybody started using their powers, and Cyclops is just sort of doing one of these.
Yeah,
Upset because he can't use his powers on the baseball field.
he can.
Oh
He
yeah.
can actually, because his eye beams aren't heat based. They're punch lasers.
That's right, they're punched.
They're concussive force.
He's gonna use his eye beams to hit, like, instead of using a bat.
Yeah, he could.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
believe there's actually specific rules against that in baseball.
I mean,
Sure.
because of the Summers family, there is.
I believe that.
But yes, you head up to this area, and you see all of these camera crews and all of these reporters. Everyone is come for the orientation day speech for the newly reopened Phoenix Academy. Yeah, this is the story of the decade so far. This is the biggest
If
news.
anyone is near Mina, you just see her, like, she's got a hoodie on when she enters the school grounds, and she kind of just like flips it up and goes and hides. Like, nope.
Yeah, you see on one side of the stage, you see the city's elite group of heroes. You see I have a name. Would you like to come up with a name for this World Justice League?
We had
To hear what yours was, at least.
No, but we had all
I had heard suggestions from people, but no one ever really came to a consensus.
My go-to has always been the Vanguard.
Okay.
Oh,
I find that very confusing.
What?
I like that.
The Vanguard. Okay, so
Well,
you had the Virtue Society, the Sentinels of Unity, the Bastions of Peace, and the Righteousness Guild, and the Bastions of Peace got 2 pieces of bread. Or got 2 loaves of bread.
Oh, right. You guys use bread to
2
vote.
whole loaves.
Bread.
So,
Loaves.
so let's go. They're the Bastions of Peace then.
We sell bread, we sell loaves.
So you see some of the founding members of the Bastions of Peace. You see at getting ready to begin a speech, you see the mayor of Halcyon City, Larry D. Eastman. And you also see that old man who helped escort everyone from the ferry to the grounds walk up to the stage and join a group of people, including a relatively newer superheroine that you recognize for being one of the new members of the Bastions of Peace. The Princess of Atlantis. Yes. Is standing there, with blue skin, pointed ears, blue hair, and what seems to be a strange cutlass attached to her hips, and wearing what almost looks like a surfer's bodysuit with without sleeves. And
Suit.
there is also a large, like 7-foot tall, muscular man wearing visor-like sunglasses. For those, however, when there's a close-up panel of the group, readers can see at like joints and elbows, they can see what look like seams and like octagonal panels at joints, and like the elbows, but they also seem to be dressed like a standard gym teacher with shorts and a polo shirt. And the visor-like sunglasses don't seem to be like sitting on their face, but more seem to be part of their face. Yeah. And this old man just is standing there, or crosses his arms, and continues to smoke his cigar as Mayor Eastman.
We got Wolverine as a gym teacher.
Oh, he's like a foot. He's like a foot
Personality
taller.
wise.
He's like a foot taller than Wolverine. Yeah, this old man is like 6'3". Yeah.
It's giant granddaddy
Yeah.
Wolverine.
And
Right.
so the mayor steps up to the podium and says to everyone, "I welcome everyone. I'd like to thank you all for coming to this most momentous occasion. And I have been working tirelessly here with the agency Aegis and the new administration to help rebuild and reopen this fine establishment of Phoenix Academy and bring it forth back to its former glory." Yeah, there's a reactionary panel of just the old man rolling his eyes while the Princess of Atlantis is like gleefully smiling, and the taller man just seems to be stoic at that comment. And as we all know, 15 years ago, a tragedy struck. But hope has been lit anew for this fantastic establishment. And I would like to tell you more, but I would like to turn the microphone over to the dean of this fantastic establishment and the new headmaster. Please welcome Dean Hellstrom. As then there is, as a figure from behind sits up from the chair, somehow in shadows, and steps forth, there is a full-page spread and in this issue of a man standing before the podium, a lithe, tall figure, in black slacks, red, and a deep red dress shirt, and a black vest and striped tie, is coming up to the podium, his sleeves rolled up above his elbows, and tattoos on both arms that look to be something off of a Dune cover. Not Dune, Doom. A Doom game cover. A shock of long white hair. With a red streak in it. And his tired, icy blue eyes have black sclera, as you all see before you the Hellbinder, standing depowered at the podium. The one who destroyed the one who initially destroyed this place of learning 15 years ago now stands as its head.
Community service for him or some shit.
And there,
Rudy has no context for this, so while everyone else has this stunned silence of like, oh, like really, Rudy's going, what?
Yeah, this full page spread has reaction shots all around on it, and there's just reactions from a lot of people, a lot of shocked, a lot of anger, a lot scared, and then there's just Rudy in the bottom corner looking confused as to why everyone is so shocked.
Mina is just Mina's over there, like she's kind of like having almost like a PTSD attack, like a panic attack, because this guy reminds her of her uncle.
Oh no.
She's like, nope.
And because also, you're not wrong. I just checked our personal chat. You're not wrong. Will.
Oh yeah.
But also, the audience can now see some fantastic art that I commissioned for the Hellbinder.
Awesome.
On our stream. So I first have to credit my awesome, very, very awesome artist friend Lynn, who did both pieces of art that you've seen. And he stands up at the podium and says, "Now, I understand how a lot of you can be a little shocked at my presence here. But I wish to express deep regret for my actions earlier. And know that it was not of my own volition that I attacked this school previously. I came in search of Sister Salem and the Infinite under the forceful hand of an entity that controlled my actions over a decade ago. I am happy to say that I did find them, and they were able to rid me of this entity. But it does not remove what I've done. So, I've made it my mission to rebuild what I have destroyed. And in the name of those who have helped me bring back, hopefully, what has been lost.
At this point, Mina just like has like an audible sigh, and she just kind of like relaxes. She's like, "Oh, this guy is like the total opposite of my uncle. Fuck."
Okay, this guy's chill. Oh, thank the Lord.
Relief. Oh, thank God. This is cool. Cool. We're good.
Yeah. He says, "We are here to rebuild. We are here to bring new life. And we are here to guide a new generation of powered individuals to hopefully help them if they do not choose to do the right thing. Teach them how to control their abilities so that they do not hurt anyone, at least accidentally. We are here to believe in second chances. And we wish that this new life for Phoenix Academy will burn ever brighter, or like its namesake." And he steps away from the podium as there's a frenzy of like reporters asking questions and him not answering any of them, but just walking away. And the old man steps up and he takes out his cigar and says, "All right, that's it for the press conference part of this. It's time to get the students oriented here. So, the agents of Aegis will escort all members of the press back to the ferries. We've got a job to do here. We're gonna be educating your kids."
Okay, so I'm just going to admit my idiocy real quick. When you first said fairies earlier in the game, my brain went to actual, like, fae.
Yeah, like, I definitely heard, like, I heard, there was like, you're led into the ferry. I'm like, wait, we're going where?
I said you're led off of the ferry.
Yeah, but it's...
So we're riding on the ferries now.
Yeah, you all came off of
A boat?
ferry, off of the boat,
yes,
to this island.
the boat.
And now,
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
And now the press are all going to be escorted off of the island, while the students and their family are getting oriented.
The press is being led to the ferry.
Yes. Where they will all be asked their names.
Give me your pronouns.
Can I have your name? Sure. It's Mike. Awesome. Thanks. Shit. Wait.
Yeah. Can I have your undivided attention? Sure. Great. Now you have ADHD.
No.
Joke's on them, I already had it!
They weren't prepared. You don't have it to give.
Yeah. So
Have no
That-
fucks to give. My
that
fucks have
happens,
run out
and
dry.
you are all taken to a area of the. You're shown around the campus. You're shown the dormitories where you will all be staying. And the femme presenting will all be in one dormitory, and then all of the male will be in another. Again, this is the 90s. There is only male and female according to as far as the dormitory is concerned. As
I'm an androgynous being that can literally change what I am at any given point in time. Where do I fit into this, technically?
I mean,
And Rudy is confused again.
we could technically, up to you guys, we could build a third dormitory because, you know, aliens exist and those have those
Well,
they
what
would
if
go
it's a co-ed dorm?
okay.
So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
What if everyone just gets their own room?
It's
No roommates.
I'm now
And then
imagining the
roommate.
question like, Rudy, are you a boy or a girl? A what?
Yes.
No, like, well, what's in your pants? A fnip? A what? A fnip?
Yeah.
Bless you.
This was one of the things that I was
What do you have?
that I didn't quite figure
I mean-
out was how you guys did decide you wanted to live on campus in a dormitory, but I wasn't sure how we were gonna do different dormitories.
I think it's just co-ed. And
I
everyone
mi-
gets like their own mini apartment.
Sure. I'll say that you guys are escorted to a dormitory. You're assigned your apartment. I'm gonna say and like it's a small building.
I don't think we need apartments. We can just each have our own room.
Well, I was thinking like, okay, you know how some schools have like the suites where you each have your own room, but there's like a connected kitchen area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like you each get your own
They're common.
bathroom,
Yeah.
but there is like the kitchen area where you all share. And then like
as
there's
as
multiple
I
sets of it.
was going to explain, is this is a rather small building, only about 2 stories, but each assigned room that you're given, you open it up, and it's smaller on the outside. There's
Yeah.
extra dimensional technology.
We have the storm.
There's
Nice.
extra dimensional technology where when you go
Okay.
into each of these rooms, they are
Much better
a
stress.
larger living space
I've got one too.
with
It's in my closet.
with your basic
We
amenities.
should wear them on the same day. That'd be great.
Yes.
Yes.
With your basic amenities, and each 4 rooms have their own common area connected. We actually, you know what? Let's say it's each 5 rooms, so that way you all
We all share a suite.
share a suite.
It's gonna be me, right? You're gonna kick me out.
Here,
um,
I'll pull up my university suites and show you guys in our out of character chat what it
Yeah.
looks like.
So is
however,
this
there are 2 heads of the dorms. They present themselves as Princess Arizella, who is very jovial, and she says that she's also the English teacher. And the older man, who introduces himself as Mr. Kurtzberg, though you can call him as Mr. K. Yeah, he is the school guidance counselor. And they are the two heads of the dorms. If you have any problems, you are told to go to either of them. And after being shown like the different classrooms and stuff and getting yourself a little orientated, and you are taken to what on the outside looks like a gymnasium. But once you enter, this isn't a basketball court. This looks more like the danger room.
I was gonna say, are we getting a danger room?
The danger zone.
It looks very much like the danger room. And standing there is the 7-foot behemoth of a man, and who says to the students, "All right, and so, this here is gonna be an aptitude test for all of you. We're gonna test out your skills and see what you can do, and see where you can be placed in as far as the hero programs. My Patrick Warburton impersonation is terrible."
Good enough.
You're doing it, sweetie.
I'm joking. But yeah, so he says, "I am designated in the superior utility robot for genetic emulation, though everyone just calls me Surge. And I will be testing all of your abilities. And this aptitude test is going to be your team formation story.
Yay!
It is now time to ask you how your team
Fucks this shit up. Let's go.
how your team formed during this aptitude test. We'll start.
100%.
We'll start with our star. We'll start with the star. When your team first came together, your spotlight, and you as a team attracted the attention of a major. Okay, so I'm gonna say the media weren't quite gone, but you attracted the attention of a major media outlet within the city, thanks to your efforts. Who are they, and why did they support your team specifically?
Okay.
Actually, you know what? We'll actually ask in the faculty, not a major media outlet. You gained the attention of one of the faculty members.
So can we get a list of faculty members?
Okay. So,
That'd be good.
currently, as you have been introduced, there are 5 or 6 members of faculty that you have met going through with your orientation. There is Dean Hellstrom, the Hellbinder. There is the gym coach, Surge. There's the English teacher, Princess Arizella of Atlantis. There's the
The Atlantis. Okay.
she is the Princess of Atlantis. She is
because no one can survive on an English teacher's salary.
Damn.
there
The truth.
Yeah, it's not wrong, but
there was
fuck.
Mr. Kurtzberg, the guidance counselor. You've met Mr. Crusher, the English the math teacher. And you've heard
He's a number cruncher.
and you have heard that you haven't seen, but you've heard that the science teacher's name is Ditkov.
Is what now?
That's
Ditkov.
unfortunate. That's so unfortunate.
Ditkov.
That's not what I heard.
Wait,
That's
is that
not
his
anybody here,
first and
actually.
last name, or just his last name?
You hear that they only go by the name of Professor Ditkov.
Okay, so Ditkov is their last name.
Yes.
So someone is absolutely going to make the joke of, "Don't mess up on the experiments, or you're going to blow your Ditkov."
Yes.
Well, my original name for them was Ditkovich.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can do that, or we can do
Yeah,
Ditkov.
Yeah, let's do Ditkovich. Let's
Ditkovich.
don't,
I
don't
I like
don't get me wrong. Like, I'm 100% like I am here
feel
for.
very strongly about my science teachers.
Yeah, and we don't want to like.
Especially.
Yeah.
We don't want to tee up someone to have that name, to have like the name that every kid makes fun of, you know.
Yeah. And yeah, you've heard rumors of, or heard certain faculty members say the name Professor Ditkovich for the science teacher. Any other teachers, you can make up. You can make up teachers, if you like.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, I did not remember that we were living on campus, but you think about Spider-Man and the multiverse, and they lived in the same town, but he still lived at school. So we'll say that it's that kind of situation. So her guardians sent her off thinking that she's going to like a private school and staying there during the week and coming home on the weekends or whatever.
Yes. It will.
She thinks that
In your orientation papers, there is weekend ferries back into the city.
So, but she had to have talked to somebody in order to get this all set up. So basically, she had to have gone to the school, or she had to have had a contact that she talked to, that she explained the situation, and they cleared it with the other school. Who would that have been?
That would have been Mr. Kurtzberg. That would have been Mr. K. Hey,
Okay.
he is the guidance counselor and the school administrator. He would have been in charge of that aspect.
Okay.
You, in your talks with him, you would have known him to be a very blunt person. The man is like 80 years old. But he's very well spoken, very smart, and he was very empathetic to your situation.
Mina's the one that, like, she stays on campus the entire time because her parents live in Europe. Like, they live in Germany. Dad works and travels all the time. Mom's a fucking god.
Okay.
Like, half the time she's in Asgard.
All right. So yes. So yes, Spotlight. As a team, you attracted the attention of one of the faculty in the school, thanks to your efforts. Who are they, and why do they support you? Why do they support your team?
I want royalty on our side.
okay.
Okay, so
Her Majesty.
Okay, so Her Majesty, Princess Arizella, who you all notice, she's like 22. She's like 6
Yeah.
years older than you guys.
How do you spell Arizella?
Combine Arizona and mozzarella.
I love that.
I have it down as Arizella.
Yes, combine Arizona with mozzarella.
All right.
I'm sure she loves that comparison.
I'm sure
Thrives.
you know what? She uses that comparison.
Like when she's adding it up on the
Is that how
chalkboard,
we're gonna
like,
name?
I'm confused. Here's how it is.
Yeah.
Is that how we're gonna name all our teachers?
No,
Combine
Combine a
two words
state and a
before the name.
cheese.
not
Can there
not
be
even gonna
Professor
lie.
Hallie
That is
Potter?
her name from the book.
But we can use it. So like Calipura is California and Tempura.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, you
Make it
totally
win.
can do that.
It's like when I'm trying to tell people how to pronounce my name, because I get, the Gambit, Lisa, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, think of the word listen, but it's an at the end.
Okay. So you got the attention of Princess Arizella. How and why?
Well, given her disposition that we've seen, I figured she'd really enjoy the fact that this group has a goddamn magical girl and superstar just flashing it up. I mean,
Demigod.
I wouldn't known that the song that is playing right now is "I'm Too Sexy for Me."
We kind of stand out.
Okay.
Stand out.
Above the crowd. Even if
It's a
I have
good
to shout
song, yo.
out. I play that when I host pub
hilarious,
trivia.
though, that the spotlight is the one that we're going over right now, and "I'm Too Sexy" is playing.
I'm
Perfect.
100% honest with you. I host pub trivia on Thursdays. I end every show with Eye to Eye.
Eye is a fucking gem. It's iconic.
Yeah.
Love that song.
Okay.
Vibing.
Okay. So.
Okay.
Moving on. So, you guys got the attention of Princess Arizella because you were flashy in your because a few members of you were flashy and were really cool during your orientation and aptitude test. Miss Mango.
Yes.
When your
Love
team
that name.
came together, someone important learned about your lineage, and condemned you all. Who and why?
Okay. So it's actually the head of security, who is,
Maybe they're an Aegis agent.
well, I was thinking, yes. You know what? Yes. And the reason that they learned the lineage is because some of my cosmic powers looked like my dad's cosmic powers when he escaped prison the first time. And the Aegis people had to collect him, and this particular security person, head of security, was actually part of the team that collected him.
Okay. And can you tell me a little bit about what this person looks like? Are they male, female?
So
Are they like a Maria Hill type character, or are they more of an Agent Coulson?
They're definitely not Agent Coulson, because listen, Agent Coulson would be on my side. This guy is not. He has a problem. I think Maria Hill would be on my side too. So we're not going to say Maria Hill either, but it just like more of a. He takes his job very seriously. He believes strongly that good is good and bad is bad. Some of his team was actually taken down by her dad.
Okay.
So he kind of had some, yes, Will.
Okay, so I'm getting the idea that this is an Aegis agent that is like maybe got assigned to this after like he couldn't be like on the field.
Yeah.
And my brain just immediately went to Paul Blart, High School High Cop.
But he's higher up than that, I think.
Okay.
Because
All right.
he sounds a little bumbly. This guy is not bumbly. He is good at his job. There is a reason that he is head of security. He is good at his job. He is good at making sure, because it's really important that they keep the students safe. So he's good at his job, but he also makes snap judgments, like cops do.
Okay.
Is he a little racist? We don't know.
He is Robert Kopp.
Robert Kopp, yes.
He is...
Your move, creeper.
Paul Delton Townhouse.
Paul Townhouse. Okay.
Paul Denton Townhouse. He does not want you to forget his middle name.
Okay.
Yes, the whole thing. Yes, every time.
All right.
Agent Paul Denton Townhouse.
Okay.
Right.
So, the head of security.
No, not special. Senior agent.
So the head of security, Paul Denton Townhouse. Was,
the reason why he's the head of security at the school is because he took a firebolt to the knee.
Cosmic firebolt to the knee. Yeah, maybe.
he used to be an adventurer like you until he took a cosmic firebolt to the knee.
Maybe he has a bionic leg below the knee now.
Oh, I like that.
I'm okay with this.
Okay. All right, that's cool. We have some tension here at school. So let's go on to now that you're back, let's just go to you, because that's the playbook I have pulled up of Abby. Mage. When so we've already established that when your team came together, you guys got the attention of Princess Arizella, because a lot of you guys were flashy and cool, and like it was just a spectacle. You also got the attention and condemnation of the head of security because Miss Mango used her cosmic powers, and they got a PTSD flashback to when they lost their leg fighting their father, and realized, oh, that's their kid. When your team first came together, you destroyed your surroundings in the fight. What did you destroy?
Like the question of where was it? Well, we know where it was.
We know where it was.
What if it was like the bathrooms?
We destroyed something.
What did you do to the toilet? We blew it up.
We blew it up. Disrespected it.
It's literally like the building that they have over to the side for like the track meets and stuff, where everyone goes to the bathroom. Just that entire thing, just rubble.
No, I kind of feel like something like that happened. Like someone on the edge of the room while we were fighting just got completely just demolished in the fight. Like some kind of blast of something got over there, and that wasn't supposed to be part of it. Like it wasn't supposed to be in the area. Perhaps maybe.
What if it's like the football goal or something like that?
Well,
What if it's Surge?
I mean, Surge is a robot.
He has a backup chassis somewhere on the somewhere on camp. He probably has several backup chassis, and just like boom, take out the coach, and then another one just sort of pokes its head around. Not bad, kid.
Yeah, I can say like you destroyed like part of his face or something. Or
oh my lord.
If you want Surge to be part of the to be one of the things that you destroyed, you can do that. You can make something up.
Surge?
What?
You're destroying Surge?
Part of him you can.
It could be something like maybe like
take out his leg.
if it's sort of like the danger room or something, and it's supposed to have like these really enforced walls, it would be interesting if we like started breaking through the walls on accident during this process. Maybe he got blown against the wall, so he got the air knocked right out of him for a bit there, or same thing with a robot kind of situation, like kind of malfunction for a moment, then pop back in.
Some nuts and bolts fly off, and like he like tweaks for a second while his systems are like realigning.
Yeah.
Reinitiating sequence.
All right.
Well,
here's the thing:
like,
is
broke the wall, wasn't supposed to break the wall, kind of broke the wall, kind of broke the teacher, but he's fine.
Actually, you know what? Here's something that you guys could do.
Okay.
Surge, like I said, is an acronym for the Supreme Utility Robot for Genetic Emulation. He is a Mazo.
Oh shit! Yeah, as soon as you read that back, I'm like, oh shit, he's a Mazo, isn't he?
What's a Mazo?
A Mazo is a robot from DC Comics that copies the powers of superheroes.
Oh shit! That makes sense for why he's the gym teacher, though.
He can handle everybody at their own level.
If you want Surge to be the thing that destroyed, how about you blow out his mimicry engine?
So we can't figure. Oh, that'd be interesting. Like part of that circuitry or whatever gets just fucking jacked up.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I like that.
And so he needs to repair that. How's that?
That's fun.
Okay. So let's say right now he only had, after your fight with him, he only has like 2 or 3 power sets that he can use that were like, these are the ones that were in my memory at the time.
Oh yeah, the memory bank.
Yeah,
the flash memory.
These are the ones that I immediately had.
These are the ones that I had saved to the cloud.
Okay.
Oh, so that's a Mazo. I recognize Mazo.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I remember that now.
Yeah. All right.
Forgot about that.
That makes sense.
Then let's go to Rudy, our sound wave. When your team first came together, you didn't trust each other at first, but that changed. How and why?
I feel like the why is pretty obvious because I'm new. And like it's
why did that change?
Why did that change? Is the question.
How did that change and why did it change?
That everybody didn't trust each other. Now we all do trust each other.
Mm-hmm. Like you were all complete strangers. And one of them is a fucking alien. And during this aptitude test.
Or doesn't have lips. Oh no.
Yeah. He looks like one of the Who's from the live action Grinch movie. They don't have lips.
They don't have lips. They just have mouth seams.
Actually, the alien that I sort of am using as sort of a jumping off point is Alan Tudyk's true form from the show Resident Alien.
Fair enough.
I love Resident Alien. That's such a good show.
Okay.
I love so dumb.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice to see Alan Tudyk in a lead role.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
I love Resident Alien. That's so good.
I binge watched it on my flight home from Scotland. It was really good.
That's the way to do it. You gotta binge.
What streaming service is it on?
Hulu, I think.
Anyway, we're not paid to promote streaming services.
Right. Yet
we're not paid at all.
Yet.
Watch next episode's gonna be we're gonna be sponsored by the Awesome Coffee Club.
There you go.
There you go. Well,
Hank.
I'm partnered with this place. By the way.
Anyway, so but why do we trust each other now?
Yeah. We can come back to this if you want some time to think.
We
How did this moth get in here? What the fuck?
Me at all the gnats that have been in the house since I got back from vacation.
what if we Surge's program to test us on this orientation team thing, it was very specifically designed for us to fail. It was one of those things like, you're not going to win this. We just want to see how far you can get. We ended up winning.
I mean, yeah, you guys.
It's our
worked
Kobayashi Maru.
100%.
You literally changed the parameters of the test by breaking his mimicry circuit.
Right. And
Too powerful.
And you did it with teamwork.
Okay, I've got a question.
Yes.
Would the vitality absorption work on this fucker? Like, because he's non-organic.
Would you just take the electricity and shut him off?
Yes, it would work, but I would say he has like the infinite drive that like the androids from Dragon Ball have.
But the reason why I was asking
you can absorb power from him, but he's just gonna regenerate it.
Okay, but what I needed to know is if it worked, because if she can do it for like at the right if they can do it at the right time, then Scylla can. That's how we broke the drive. She touched them, stole the vitality for just long enough for the hit to occur.
Just nullify it from almost like could get blasted against a fucking wall.
Yeah,
or something.
no, it's totally possible. Like you
You
guys could have done the vitality drain, and you could have used the vibe check from the guitar, mixed with the magic and the cosmic blast and a blinding light, working all completely together, or the odds were completely against you, but you did. So with a combined team attack, you guys were able to overcome that trust barrier and push forward.
And so since this is the question for my character, what if I was the one to say, like, guys, we gotta hit him together?
Okay.
It's really like, all right, like hold up, follow this, and just start playing like a rhythm on the guitar, and just that's.
And I was like, figured out, we gotta synchronize this shit. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that.
So now, finally, the last question for Mina, for Misseltine. We paid a high cost for victory. What was it?
We broke our gym teacher.
Immediate detention.
We may have won.
Hey, we won! Wait. Oh, no, we didn't. We did not win. Shit.
I think maybe the high cost is that we have kind of pissed off a bunch of people.
We played a stupid game and won a stupid prize.
Okay. We've got only a few more minutes left until the end. So we're gonna go through some quick questions. So we're still on the doomed relationships. Number one, for you, Misseltine, you told blank all about your doom and the danger you're in. Who did you tell in the team?
Before? Oh, it has to be on the team?
Yes.
It's
Who on the team did you tell about your doom and the danger you're in?
You know what? I think they told Rudy.
They told Rudy?
They told Rudy.
Okay. So Rudy knows about your doom and the danger.
Because Rudy doesn't know enough about Norse mythology, so they felt safe.
Okay. So, and then the second question for you is, you'd love to kiss who on the team before your doom comes?
Zilla.
No.
Okay. You would like to kiss Scylla. Okay.
Nerd
Cool.
love, nerd love, nerd love,
Okay.
nerd love.
So an influence is a mechanic that you can use in these games. You where people will have sway over you. So two members of your team matter to you very much, and you would give influence over you to them. Who has influence over you?
Well, as I said, because want to kiss, Scylla.
Okay.
And
So-
because Nose of Doom, Rudy.
Okay. Then we'll go into going back to the Nova. We'll go to Scylla. Your relationships. You hang out. You hang out all the time with who to blow off steam?
I kind of feel like that won't have to be Mina, because if Mina's coming up over here like, yo, Sailor Moon shit, she's like, fucking nerd, great.
Okay.
So I feel like that's what that one's gonna be.
Oh my god, I have a crush on my best friend.
So basically, Mina's coming up to you going like, oh my god, we have to, like, you're going, oh my god, do we have to watch Sailor Moon? And Mina goes like, yeah, so Sailor Neptune and
Yeah.
She definitely her favorite Sailor Scout is Sailor Neptune.
Yeah.
They use she they.
Yeah.
So if I go back and forth, that's why.
Okay. So you once hurt who when you lost control of your powers? So let's say during the formation of the team, you lost control of your powers at one point, and you hurt somebody on the team.
Right. Okay. So probably during one of the spells during that somehow someone kind of got part of the
one
blast.
magic missile for some reason missed and hit one of your teammates.
Okay. Part of me thinks that it should possibly be JC, in that it might have been a thing like, okay, since you reflect, like you're so reflective, I'm going to try to do a thing for a distraction, but instead of it being like kind
You
of
tried to actually
that
reflect.
way,
You tried to reflect magic off of his mirrors.
Yeah, she wasn't specific enough about what she, like, when she was casting the spell, she wasn't specific enough with the arcane language, and so it actually kind of blasted him instead of like bouncing off of him. And she's like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm so fucking sorry.
Okay, so instead of reflecting off of the mirrors, you've now changed his jacket to say "Ooper Boys."
I was sorry.
Linda, there's been an accident.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you.
So, with your character, you have a demeanor to choose. Do you have like a happy facade, or are you more locked down?
She's happy.
Okay.
She's
now, since you're a happy-go-lucky person, you give influence to 3 members of your team.
3 members.
Yeah.
Okay. For these reasons, because she's nerding out over people, so she's gonna give one to Rudy because that's a fucking alien. That's cool as fuck. He's got this magic. He's got this music shit. One to Mina because hell yeah, anime, let's go. And just vibing with that mythology. And then one to JC because she feels sorry that she hurt him. And also like, okay, you're a cool dude. You didn't get too horribly angry that I accidentally messed you up. That wasn't
Okay.
like you're a cool dude. I hope this is fine. So those are the 3 that she's gonna give it to.
Alrighty. Then we'll go on to Rudy.
Yes.
You've been learning a lot about Earth by spending time with who in the party, in the team.
I feel like that has to go to Scylla, because she's probably the most down to earth of the group, and that would be like I'm enjoying learning about Earth from you.
Okay.
And the second question is, you have a crush on who, but you keep it under wraps.
Oh, pervy.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Okay, so the next part about influence, I kind of already know the answer is choose your demeanor, haughty or cheerful. You're a cheerful dude.
Cheerful, absolutely.
So, you're thrilled to be here. Everyone on the team has influence over you.
Oh, shit.
You don't have to pick and choose. Everyone on the team has influence over you.
Yep, you all have influence over me.
Neat.
Next, we'll go to Pervy. Yeah. So, you have two questions. Is blank is the only one who understands what you're going through. You told them which part of me you wished was more like my parent. So, one member of your team understands you better, and you have told them that you kind of wish you were more like your villainous parent in one way.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
If you don't mind me suggesting, probably Mina.
Okay.
Because she's also very much in the same boat, being the herald of Ragnarok.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Hey.
I don't know if this works very well, but it's your parent once fought and thrashed who?
Yeah,
And
I don't know.
Someone that they were connected to?
Maybe.
Did your dad beat up somebody that we're connected to?
I think you were. We were talking about this one the other day, Zoop, and I feel like that should be JC.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if JC is part of a superhero boy band, then your dad probably hit them. Maybe it was just a robbery thing before he got into the super cosmic stuff.
They were trying. I have an idea.
Okay.
Do you know what caused civil war in the comics? The original Civil War in Marvel was caused because a superhero reality show team decided they wanted to fight Nitro, the X-Men villain who could make massive explosions, and blew up and Nitro blew up an elementary school. Well, that is what triggered the Superhero Registration Act in the comics.
Bruh.
Are you saying that there was a Superboys TV show?
Well, no, what I'm thinking is, as a PR stunt, the Superboys tried to take down the escaped supervillain.
Wait.
And ended up underestimating it.
Can the backstory be that Linda actually got him out? That the stunt could happen?
Why?
We can possibly talk about that being something that no one knows.
Linda's actually a villain.
Perhaps, maybe. Yeah, well, we can talk about that.
Okay.
But as far as you know, Superboys tried to fight your dad when he first escaped, and got their shit rocked.
Yeah. Okay.
So now
I
you've
like-
got to try to find a way to make it up to him.
Okay.
All
I
right.
like how JC's connection to the team is, yeah, I got my ass kicked a bunch.
Good man, don't worry, we're here for you.
Yeah.
You're the one who
Oh
decided
my
to play the member
God.
of a boy band.
Yeah, it's true.
You're in the
Also,
public eye, shit happens.
So, influence. This team may be the key to proving you're different from your parent, but you don't want to be defined by your peers either. Give influence to 2 of your teammates.
So one will go to JC.
Okay.
And one will go to Rudy because he likely knows the least about my parents.
Fair enough.
Vibe.
Or
And
parent.
then lastly, JC.
Oh,
First question. Blank might wind up being more of a star than me someday.
Rudy.
Rudy might end up being more of a star than JC.
He can control music.
I mean, that's a rough one.
Yeah. Okay, and Blank would be a great sidekick. I try to keep them around.
I feel like that's also Rudy.
Oh my God, yes. No, probably Mango.
I was gonna say, like, that would be
Okay.
hilarious. Like, I'll keep you around as a sidekick because your dad kind of kicked the shit out of me one time, and if that happens again, I would like you here so I know what I'm doing.
Well, there's that, and also like the fact that it's like, hey, your kid.
Yeah.
Hides behind kid.
It's completely up to you. Who do
I
you
think
think
it
would
would
make
be
a good
Mango.
sidekick for JC?
I think it would be Mango, but it's less of a sidekick and more of collateral.
Isn't that what a sidekick is?
Yes.
I mean, honestly.
Okay, there's a reason that the Tiny Toon Adventures parody of Batman, I believe it was Duckman,
Yeah.
or no, it was Bat Duck, and Hampton was his sidekick, and his code name was Decoy.
Oof.
So,
Oh.
last question is, you choose to see the team either as a means to an end or as something worthwhile on its own. Which do you see? Given your backstory,
so-
you've told me, I think it seems more like it's something worthwhile on its own.
You'd be correct.
Okay. So give 3 teammates influence.
Ooh,
Rudy, because I'm trying to be better than him. Mango, because her dad scares me.
valid.
Okay.
Fair.
And let's say Scylla, because she's just as flashy as I am, and I like that.
All right.
I get a little razzle dazzle.
So that is it for the character creation stuff. There is some label work that you guys can do on your own, with like adding a label or a +1 to wherever on your labels, and we can do that mechanical stuff either out of game or not. We are a
I
little
already
bit over
did it.
time, so we're going to wrap things up. Next session will be in 2 weeks. Thanks. So that will be on the 3rd. That'll be on August 3rd. We will do session 1. Unfortunately, I believe we will also be down Alyssa.
Yeah, because I'm driving up to Indianapolis for Gen Con.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate. You will be missed. But then we'll be making our homeroom for this Superhero Academy.
Yes, we're borrowing Monster Hearts 2, with Monster Hearts 2's homeroom building worksheet. It's a lot of fun and is going to help us create a bunch of other classmates, a bunch of other NPCs.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so if the Airbnb's Wi-Fi is stable enough, because I'm gonna bring my laptop with me,
Yeah.
so like I'll bring my travel
Totally.
camera
We'd
and
be happy
my
to have
mic.
you if you can join.
So if I get there at a reasonable time,
Yeah. Yeah, if you can make it,
That'd be
we will
awesome.
be happy to have you. If not, we will persevere.
so you guys might see some TikTokers you recognize.
And
Nice.
yes, so exciting.
I'm very excited for you to go to Gen Con.
Because I think like Sphinx is coming.
Oh, cool.
Dinner and a Game's gonna be there. Let me pull up the Dinner and a Game one real quick and go to the thingy.
All right. In the meantime, let's do some quick sign-offs and goodbyes. Abby, once again, where can people find you? What are you up to?
You can find me as Giggle Girl Productions on TikTok and on Instagram, mostly on my TikTok. You can also find me once in a while, every Saturday at 5 EST over on Grim Songbird's channel on Twitch for the drawing board. I pop up in a lot of random places, actually. Stuff like that. So if you see me there, that's where I'll be.
All right. Will, where can people find you? What are you up to?
You can find me on TikTok at Radio Free Will. You can also find me streaming here on the Purple. Well, we're on the Purple app. I can say Twitch here. You can find me here on Twitch at Vampiric Touch Ent, where I run Longshot Firing Range and Evolution of Onyx and Gold, an Exalted Saga. And yeah, if you find me other places, you didn't.
Zoop.
Right.
Where can we find you? What are you up to?
You can type in Zoop Machine and see if I'm on it, whatever it is. And otherwise, you can see me play a little Chaos in the Volition of Onyx and Gold on Friday nights. I think that's the main one.
All right, Lissa.
You can find me as Geek Girl Lissa, everywhere with buttons. Mondays I'm on Nerdworks Media, Tuesdays Dead Bard Society and Vampiric Touch Ent. Wednesdays I'm here. Every other Fridays I'm on Dinner and a Game Show's channel. Thursdays and Saturdays I am either in front of the camera or behind the scenes for studio stuff. And when I can, I am on my own Twitch channel, and I make my primary place is TikTok. Like, I just hit 8.5K there. I'm happy.
All right. Nick, I believe people can find you either by hiring a tracker, using smoke signals, or asking your mom.
You can find me where the sea meets the sky.
Good job. You did it.
And you can find me. I'm either the only real social media I use are TikTok and Twitter, along with here on Twitch, at Shortbeard the Bard on all of those. I am goofing off on all of them, so that's what I'm up to. But that is it for tonight's game. Thank you all for joining for session 0. Thank you, my wonderful players, for agreeing to come along with me on this incredible journey. I hope to see you all again in 2 weeks.
And as the resident forever DM, thank you for running it.
Yes, of course.
Yes, thank you.
And as always, remember, Hank Green doesn't work at Target. Good night.